Hi, Lee Davis here with Molly. Well, she's having a stick. Come on, Molly, let's go. Uh, Wanted to do a video to talk to everybody, along with Molly, about Weirton Steel. I've been working on Weirton Steel cases since 1988 when I started doing asbestos cases. And Weirton Steel was a large site that I investigated over many years. I was lucky to meet the head of I'll stop moving. Heavy construction, who taught me an awful lot about what and where was everything and what was going on in that plant. And he taught me about the cranes, and I was able to understand how the cranes were built, rebuilt, remanufactured, retrofitted, adapted for heat. And then he taught me about all the furnaces and what was going on in the furnaces. And it was quite an education. It was eye-opening in that, Weirton Steel, the coal came in out on Browns Island, it was made into coke, brought over to the mainland, so to speak, out of the river, into Weirton, where the blast furnace turned it into iron, and then eventually an open hearth turned it into steel. And the sheet steel came out the end of the plant on rolls. And, this was the kind of stuff that was commonplace in the area for many years. Unfortunately, during the whole period of time, asbestos was widely used both to protect people at the steel plant and as well as to insulate the furnaces, the cranes, the pipes. And there were a lot of pipes there: steam pipes, air pipes, hot water, cold water, chemicals going through the plant and the different plants depending on where you were. And they were all insulated and fitted with gaskets and packing. And then there were the pumps that carried the materials through, and sometimes straight into the river, which, we're still seeing some of the problems from it now. It's largely been cleaned up, and thankfully they're getting a battery plant there. But, people have come down with asbestos-related cancer, mesothelioma, and I've represented them over many years. And it has been an education on how the steel industry used to treat their workers. There were no warning labels on these products. There was no warning label in the plant until much later. We're talking in the 90s, 80s, 90s, when warning labels appeared in the plants. The manufacturers of asbestos claim the warning labels started in as early as 1972, but nobody's ever seen these things. So you judge for yourself when the warning labels about asbestos and asbestos-related disease started first. So I just wanted to make a video on my walk with Molly about Weirton Steel, one of the first places I ever investigated and worked up as a paralegal, and still